The 10 steps methodology is an approach to creating, improving, managing, and sustaining data quality in any organization. So it's important, I think, for you to know what I mean when I say organization. So I'm using organization as a broad term. It means any enterprise, institution, agency, establishment. It can be for-profit in any industry. It could be a nonprofit. It could be an organization that's part of the government or education or healthcare. So whenever I say the word organization, people should think of wherever it is that they work, because I'm really confident in saying that the methodology can be applied no matter what the organization is, the country, the culture, or language, because I have seen the 10 steps used in a variety of organizations in various countries around the world. No, in fact, there was one class that there was a woman from the largest dating website in the world, and she had worked there for about 5 years, had really hardly ever seen a piece of paper in the time that she worked. In that same class, there was a woman who was working in an organization who had paper copies of land titles that were literally hundreds of years old. So even as her organization moved to digitize them, their data and their information really was on these old pieces of paper. So even with the broad differences between their two organizations, they were both able to use what the 10 steps offered and apply them to their organizations and their business needs. Yes, so the 10 steps has 3 main areas: key concepts, structuring your project, and the 10 steps process. So let me just talk about each one of them separately. So key concepts, these are terms, these are ideas that are fundamental to addressing data quality. For example, what is an information lifecycle? What is meant by data quality dimensions? These are basic things that if someone doesn't understand those terms, they're not going to be able to know how to start working to address their data quality problems. So I address some basic key concepts, but if anyone wants more information on any of these key concepts, they can turn to other resources. The second area is around structuring your project. So I use the word project very, very broadly, but if project is too constraining of a word for you, you can also just call this structuring your work. So to be successful with any data quality work, you need to know where to focus, you need to know how to plan, you need to manage your tasks, you need to manage the people, you need to get resources and funding. So, these are just basic, what some people might call project management types of things. And so it works no matter what type of project approach. So you might say, well, hey, we're using Agile. Great. The 10 steps is really conducive to an agile type of approach where you're breaking your work down into smaller chunks and you're doing them very quickly. So any kind of project approach, but I give you pointers on how to be able to structure your project and manage that well. And then the main part of the methodology is around the 10 steps process. So this is the process for which the methodology, the 10 steps methodology as a whole, is named. So here in the 10 steps process is where I provide practical instructions, examples, templates, best practices. We take those key concepts, and the 10 steps process is where we put those ideas into action to address your organization's business needs. And I should probably mention something about business needs right up front. So this is a phrase that I use to mean the most important things to an organization to be able to satisfy their customers or provide products and services, to implement strategies, achieve goals, address issues, and take advantage of opportunities. Whatever it is that is most important to an organization, that is where we start. So we never do data quality for the sake of data quality. It's always with those business needs. So when I say business needs, you need to think about what is most important to your organization. So there are lots of books and resources that address what I call the what of data quality. So what needs to be done? It might have more information around concepts and ideas. So these are really, really important. I have learned from them. Then there are other books that go into deep detail around one or two aspects of data quality or data management. So, for example, there might be a book just dedicated to data profiling or managing the life cycle for big data. So all of this detail is really useful too. When I first wrote the book to share my approach to data quality, publicly, the 10 steps really filled this gap between these two aspects of the what and the deep detail. Because if you understand that you've got a data quality problem and you've got these good resources, but how do I actually get started? How do I put this into practice? So that's where the 10 steps fits into the middle between those. I've learned from all of the good things that other people have done and appreciate what I have learned from them. And I reference a lot of these other kinds of resources within my book, within the book called Executing Data Quality Projects. And then the subtitle is 10 Steps to Quality Data and Trusted Information. So it fills this gap. It helps people be able to get started. And yet, if they need more detail in other areas, they know where to go and be able to reach in and get to that kind of detail. So I would add another aspect of this. Part of the beauty of the 10 steps is its flexibility. So it provides these basics. The users make decisions on where they focus, the depth of detail that they might need in any particular step. Maybe they just need to do it at a high level. Maybe more detail is needed. So these kinds of decisions I refer to as the art of data quality. So I also provide pointers to help people be able to make those decisions. And of course, with anything else, as you do it, as you apply it, with your first project, you learn it and you will do better at making the decisions that you need to make. You will increase your ability to apply the art of data quality.